A creak of life. That's all it took for me to wake up. I stared to the darkness of my bedroom, looking harshly at the misty ink that coated the walls and the floors of the bedroom, my eyesight desperately trying to deter the gloom and fix itself. I wasn't happy about my own house awakening me, and knew it was nothing. I turned over to let sleep take me again. Another creak. I shot upwards, reaching for my bedside lamp and flicking it quietly. Something else was here. I looked around the bleeding darkness, the swirling mist of lucidness blinding me from seeing past the lamp's radius. My door sat just left of the wall that divided me from the bathroom of my house, the oak door itself leading into the hallway that would lead me through the second story of my house. Above me was an abandoned attic. Below me lay my kitchen. If anything was really here, it would have to break down a 30-year-old sturdy plank, and by then it would be too worn out. I sighed, turning over again. I felt my hand grab for the lamp switch. Another creak. This time I ignored it. The house was probably just setting for a long sleep too. I lay down once more, happy to finally solve the mystery. I fluttered my eyes shut, then breathed deeply. Another creak. I sat up again, this time grabbing my lamp and pointing it toward the source. That was a footstep. There was now proof that someone was in my house. Someone, something. At this point, it didn't matter. I rushed to the nearest light switch and flicked it without hesitation. Nothing. Was the power out? I looked down at the lamp in my hand, the soft glow of the lamp humming in my hand. I had nearly pulled it out of the socket in my rush to turn the light that, in the end, was a futile demand. I sighed, looking at the light bulb that clearly wasn't working in the ceiling light. It was on. The light was on, yet the room was still plunged in everlasting darkness. I collapsed to the floor, panicking heavily, breathing loudly. This was exorbitant. There was no way this was real. I closed my eyes, pinched myself, looked for a shadow that shouldn't be there. It was real. Something was horribly wrong, and I knew it. I cradled the lamp close, rocking back and forth, my only acquaintance in this space of nightmares. There must be something I could do. I craned my neck to the door that sat directly next to me. Listening close, I pushed my ear straight against it, listening for whatever was behind it. When I heard demonic breathing, I jumped back, flicking the light switch rapidly, hoping it would just turn on via sheer luck at this point. But still, the room stayed inky and surreptitious. I was going to die here. I gazed around, terrified, the lamp held as close to my quick-footed heart as I could get it, scanning for something I could call safe. Every object, no matter the size or shape, felt like it was staring daggers at me, sharp teeth correcting the very essence of the once delicate ornaments and beautiful paintings. I darted between them, before my eyes could fasten onto my mirror. I was now looking directly into the eyes of my murderous reflection. Her eyes. They weren't mine. I knew they weren't. Mine weren't that color, and I was going to prove it. I ran over to it, grasping onto the dresser with white knuckles, and studied the person behind the mirror world. I could tell it wasn't me. I just needed proof. I followed its every movement with the vision of a hawk. Nothing was escaping me. I needed to see something different, just a hair out of place, a scar I didn't have. There was no way my reflection was my own. Luckily for me, I didn't have to wait long. My reflection provided me with the perfect evidence. It smiled at me gently. I screamed, backing away from the mirror. I dropped the lamp in protest, the bulb shattering harshly against the floor, spilling its light out into the shade, which gobbled it up greedily. My eyes were panicking, shifting everywhere as though I had no control. It was eerily dim, as though everything had been consumed by the absence of light. I hit the switch again, but recoiled my hand when I touched something sticky and warm. Without hesitation, I flung myself toward the covers of my bed, but something compelled me to throw the sheet at the mirror. I didn't question my broken mind at this point. I picked up the blanket and tossed it at the mirror, hearing it shatter upon impact. Suddenly, the lights flickered on, the room finally brightening up. I rotated my bed, passed out almost immediately as it hit the mattress. I didn't even pull the covers over me, and I felt my mind close down, the lights never turning off. When I awoke, the sun beamed down on me happily, knowing the night I had was filled with terror, choosing to replace it with rays of friendship. I looked at my alarm, stretching, which I swore was off last night. It read 6:23 a.m. I had slept 6 hours, but it felt like I had slept days. I pulled myself off of the safe haven I called my bed, and started changing in front of my now broken dresser. I didn't want to think about what the creature behind my glass was. Hopefully I'd never have to. I put on a casual t-shirt, planning to enjoy the day, rather than dwell in the past, and arranged to meet out with friends. A few calls later, and suddenly, the night was several places back in my mind, leaving me with a new, cheerful smile. I opened the door to my bedroom. The corridor leading to the stairs looked exactly how I left it. I turned back to see my broken dresser with pride. Just in time to see the mirror I had broken, completely fine, and the creature behind the glass smirked contently at me.